Have you ever felt underestimated? Even when no one actually says anything? No one directly puts you down, but somehow it still feels that way. Like you're not really seen. Like you don't matter as much. Like whatever you do isn't fully appreciated. And what makes it even more confusing is you can't really explain why. You can't point to one specific moment. There's no clear evidence, but the feeling is still there. And over time, it starts to happen more often. If you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. A lot of people experience the same thing, and most of them believe people are underestimating me. But what if that's not entirely true? What if you're not actually being underestimated, but something is making it feel that way? This is the part that rarely gets talked about because the feeling feels so real. And when something feels real, we tend to believe it immediately. But not everything we feel is exactly what we think it is. Let's look a little deeper. That feeling of being underestimated often doesn't come from what others do. It comes from how we interpret it. For example, someone doesn't reply to your message right away, and your mind starts to say, they don't respect me. But in reality, they might just be busy. Or when you're speaking and someone cuts you off, you immediately feel, I'm not being valued. But maybe they're just used to speaking that way. This doesn't mean your feelings are wrong. Your feelings are valid. But the source of those feelings is not always what we assume. And this matters, because if we misunderstand the source, we won't be able to fix it the right way. Now let's go deeper. Why does this feeling become so strong? The answer is often within us. The way we see ourselves, the way we judge ourselves. And without realizing it, we carry that into our interactions. If there's doubt inside you, you'll be more likely to feel underestimated. If you feel like you're not enough, you'll become more sensitive to small things. And those small things start to feel big. This is not weakness, it's human. But if it goes unnoticed, it becomes a pattern. And that pattern repeats itself. You start avoiding situations, you pull back, you assume the worst, and without realizing it, you create distance. Not because others are pushing you away, but because you're slowly stepping back. Now imagine this. You walk into a room. If you feel confident, your posture changes, your tone changes, and people respond differently. But if you walk in with doubt, everything shifts. Not just outside, but inside you. And people can feel that. This is what many people don't realize. The way you see yourself influences how others respond to you, not directly, but subtly. Now let's talk about change. How do you shift this? Not by blaming others, and not by forcing yourself to become someone else, but by starting with one thing: awareness. Notice when that feeling appears. What triggered it? Was it really what they did, or how you interpreted it? A simple question, but a powerful one. Then slowly change your response. Instead of jumping to conclusions, allow space for other possibilities. Maybe they're busy. Maybe they didn't realize. Maybe there was no negative intention. This isn't about denying your feelings. It's about balancing them. And there's one more important thing. Start building respect from within. Because when you truly value yourself, you don't rely completely on how others treat you. And when that happens, the feeling of being underestimated begins to fade. Not because the world changes, but because you do. And that shift changes everything. So if you often feel underestimated, don't immediately believe that feeling completely, but don't ignore it either. Listen to it, understand it, and look deeper. Because maybe this isn't about how others see you, but about how you see yourself. And from that place, everything can begin to change, slowly but surely.